What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us once again on the Dstar01 channel. I'm your host, Dexter, Arafiles, and today I'm finally revisiting one of my favorite Final Fantasy, and that is Final Fantasy IX. I'm so excited about these two figures. These have been out for quite a while, but I have not gotten a chance to review them. I've just been so busy, but today I'm finally going to sit down and I get to look at them. Freya, Crescent, and Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX from Bring Arts. So enough of me talking. Let's just jump right into that. Actually, before that, you can get these at www.dstartoys.com, your reliable source for awesome action figures. So enough of me talking. Now I can say enough of me talking. Let's open this up. Let's see how this set is. Now, this set's kind of expensive. You're looking at almost $170 for two figures. So this definitely is for the people who have played Final Fantasy IX, who's a huge fan of it. This is for you guys. For everyone else who's just kind of like collecting Squaresoft figures, you haven't really played Final Fantasy IX, maybe this set is not for you. But you know what? Before I come to that conclusion, let's look at this figure first. Let's look at Beatrix first. So, let's adjust the front cam here, and let's see what we're dealing with here. First and foremost, Beatrix, the guardian of the queen, the one-eyed lady. Let's look here. Let's turn up the light a little bit. Ooh, look at this beautiful hair. First and foremost, the first thing that I notice about this figure is the hair is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it's sculpted and everything like that. The skin tone is wonderful as well. Her outfit, very chibi-like. her whole body and everything is very chibi. Big head, small body, and stuff like that. Big hands too. So anyway, there's her uniform. No paint mishaps on my end whatsoever. Not that I can see of right away. And we have some nice gradients here on her leggings, which goes from a dark to a really dark brown there, or light brown, from a dark brown to light brown. And I love the coat, skirt, shirt thingy. That's really nice. And the belt is huge. Look how big this belt buckle is compared to her, especially. Speaking of huge things, let's look at the hands. What do you think I was going to say? Okay, anyway, sorry. Looking at the hands, huge hands. Let's look at these hands. Really big hands. I guess that's just how Final Fantasy IX is, so I like it. No issue there. And yeah, that's pretty much Beatrix right there. Looking really solid in terms of paint and detail. And now let's move on to the next one. I guess we're just going to do these one by one. And we're looking at Freya Crescent, the Lancer. Now, this is one character I used a lot in the game. I just love the Lancers in the game, especially when you have jump. That's one of my favorite moves to use. Very powerful character. So let's look here if they did this figure, this character justice in plastic form. I have to say, she's looking really solid. And I love the dragon wings on her hat right there. Really well-designed action figure. Hand came off just right there, but it looks like it's tight enough. Ain't coming off again. And there we have it. That is looking good. Her outfit looks really solid. Excellent colors. Again, gradients here on the pants. Right here we have orange. And then we have the dark brown to light brown here on the legs. And looking really solid. I'm trying to find any paint mishaps here. And I honestly can't see anything. The one thing that's kind of been annoying me right when I pulled her out of the package, it seems like the plastic on the arm here. Let's look here. It looks really cheap here on this joint. But you know what? As long as it works, as long as it's not loose, everything should be fine. And just messing around with this character, nothing is too loose. Everything is just fine in terms of paint and detail. There you have it. We have Beatrix and Freya right here. And they look really solid. Paint detail on these looking great. Nothing wrong with them. Bring Art's really knocking it out of the park with these characters, especially if you love Final Fantasy IX. This is a dream come true, especially for me. I love Final Fantasy IX. Let's move on. Let's push these aside. Let's see if we can stand these guys up, and then we can move on to Articulation and Scale. So let's see if they stand really well. Everyone give me 1 second. So there we have Beatrix and Freya. One thing that I noticed when it comes to Articulation and Scale, in order to get Freya to stand, she has to bend like this. She would have really benefited from a toe joint right here so she can properly stand without bending her knees. But yeah, this is how she's going to stand for now, unfortunately. I don't think, unless you have a regular stand, which it does come with a stand, by the way, she can stand up straight. But for now, if you just want to stand her up without the included stand, you're going to have to bend her knees like that. So we're going to do Articulation and Scale this way. Let's see how tall Beatrix is first. She's standing at 4 3/4 almost. And, of course, Freya is going to be much taller. I think she's the tallest character in the party. she is even bigger than Steiner. She is looking at the very tippy top of her wings right there, maybe 6 inches. But if you want to go by the hat, we're looking at 5.5 right there. So let's compare her, or compare them to other action figures. Obviously, if you want to put them with the most popular line in the world, this is Marvel Legends Worthy Cap. As you can see, he just towers over them. If you want other Bring Arts, here is Zidane. I always called him Zidane. Anyway, there he is. There's Zidane next to Freya. And here he is next to Beatrix. So that's pretty cool right there. Let's stand Freya and Beatrix up. You want to go anime? Sure. We have SH Figure Arts, Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, again towering over him. And if you want Sora to jump in, you want more Bring Arts to jump into the world of Final Fantasy IX, there you have it. That is Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3. So as you can see, they don't scale well with, I mean, they scale well with their own world, Final Fantasy IX, but with others, they are just made to be chibi characters, so they are definitely shorter. Let's move on to articulation. So we're going to look at Beatrix first. No toe joint here at the toe, but we do have an up and down here at the ankle, and no ankle swivel, but that's okay because we have a bend here at the knee. We have a ball joint here at the inner hip. And because she has the skirt and the belt is in the way of this articulation, we have no hip rotation right here, but we do have an upper hip rotation right under her breast. So that means we should be able, as I pull off the head, we need to be able to push this around like so. Man, that is a really tight articulation. You can actually hear the plastic squeaking right there. Might have to loosen that one up. But yeah, she does have some sort of rotation if you do want to have some sword swings going on right there. So we have a shoulder articulation right here with a bicep swivel. Not a true bicep swivel, because if it was, there should be a line right there. So it does swivel nonetheless. We have a bend at the elbow. We have one ball and peg here at the wrist. And it looks like we only have one at the neck, lower than 20 points of articulation. But I have to say, the aesthetics is really what makes it look good, right? If you put too many articulation points in something this small, it wouldn't look as good. I have to say Beatrix looks absolutely stunning. So let's move on to Freya here. So again, there is no toe joint right here, but we do have the same articulation points in the leg, the same bend and whatnot. We should be able to twist this. Nope, we are not twisting that. It looked like we could, but we cannot. So there is no shin swivel right there, but we do have ball joints here at the inner hip. And again, since there is really no, I mean, the clothes are in the way, but it looks like we can have some sort of waist articulation, but we don't get two. We only get one. All right. So we also have a articulation point right here at the shoulder. And it's seen, yep, there we go. But here's something that I noticed. It looks like her armor piece is actually getting in the way. You have to adjust it so it's not to get full range of motion. If you're going halfway, it's not going to go. Actually, if you go halfway, it will go all the way. But as you can see here, this part right here is interacting with this. So therefore, you're not going to get the full range of motion. You got to pull it back like so. So that gets in the way. We have a bend here at the elbow. We have a ball and peg here at the wrist. And of course, we have one articulation. Oh, 2 points. Looks like we have one on the lower right here, as I can tell, and then one up here at by the chin. So therefore, we have 2 articulation points. Again, lower than 20 points of articulation, but they look fantastic. So you sacrifice as articulation for aesthetic. So let's see if we can move them around. Sure. So let's see if Beatrix wants to give you a big hug. So that's as far as she's going to go. You want to get into a hand-to-hand fighting pose right here. You can. Also, the sheath for her sword does move aside. So there you have it. You can have her pose like so. Front kick, side kick, flying knee. And yeah, that's pretty good. And let's see what we can do with Freya. Let's see. Full. There we go. And there we go. That's the full range of motion right there for her arms. And we get side kick, front kick, flying knee, shoryuken, and superhero landing. We didn't do that with Beatrix. Let's do that with Beatrix. Superhero landing. Boom. And there you have it. Not so much of the superhero landing. In order to get that right, you need the 2 articulation points in the middle there. So there you have it. Now for the best part. Let's go to the top cam. Let's see what we're looking at here. Lots of accessories. That's the great thing about these sets, is that you get quite a bit of stuff with them. So this is really, really nice. So we get the 2 extra heads for Beatrix. We get the 4 extra hands for Beatrix. But look at Freya here. We get 6 extra hands instead of 4. So we get 2 extra with Freya here. And we get the 2 extra heads as well. And then also you get all the weapons here. I believe this is Save the Queen, the sword for Beatrix. And also we have the 2 lances right here, which are really, really cool. Also, I forgot she has a tail. And then we also have the stands and whatnot. So let's look at Beatrix first. By the way, I don't think this girl's a... Yeah, she wasn't a playable character for your party. She's like a side character. So there you have it. Let's look at that face right there. So the difference here, looks like we have not much of a difference. It looks like the face that was on her was a pouty face. And this one's more of a softer, more neutral face right here. So that's really cool. So that's the extra head right here. And we have closed eyes right here. Ooh, I like that one. Sleeping eyes right there. And I think that's it when it comes to the extra heads. Let's see if we can look at all these extra heads together. And these are all the heads that come with Beatrix there, so which is really, really cool. So let's get Freya in here. So this is Freya. This is her neutral face right there. We're going to look at the other head. Let's pull this off. And here we have her with eyes closed, sleeping. And we get a more happy face here. So there you have it. So let's look at all 3 of them together. This one looks a little bit... Actually, that's more neutral, the one I just put on. This one's more happy. So this is the one that was on it. It's a little bit more happy. This one's sleepy, and then this one's more neutral. The one thing that I kind of noticed about these 2, they kind of just look the same. There's barely any difference. But, I mean, there is a difference, but they look alike. So I really like that we get extra heads instead of faceplates. So we're going to keep that one on. Now let's go back to the top cam here. We're going to look at the weapons, right? I don't know on the top of my head what this one is, but someone let me know down in the comments down below. So this is her spear right here. Looking at the top cam, we have the spears. She gets 2 spears. And we get Save the Queen here for Beatrix, right? And it looks like we get a broken sword version as well. Oh, no, this one goes into her sheath, right? Sorry. And we get the stands. And we get the tail. All right, let's go to the front cam now. And let's outfit our girls here. All right, and here we have Beatrix all ready to go. So I put the hilt of the sword into the sheath. And then this is her with the sword. So she doesn't have 2 swords, but that's how it looks like when it's in the sheath. So that's this part right here. This is a really tight fit, by the way. I appreciate that because I don't like that falling off. And you don't have to remove the handle of the sword to put it into her gripped hand right there. So there you have it. That's how she looks like. This one's a little bit loose. Let's see if we can plug that in. Okay, so there we go. There we go. So that looks really, really solid right there. So let's outfit Freya here. So let's put this tail on first. There she is with her tail. That looks really cool. And let's get the proper hands in. I believe she one-hands her spears. I believe that's what she does. So we're just going to put it in one hand. If I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I played this game. Yeah, it's been a long time. So that was pretty easy. You just remove this bottom part right here. And then you plug this in like so. And there you have it. There's her with her spear right there. Regular spear. Let's put this tail back on. This tail fell off because it was pushing against the table. And there you have it. That looks really cool. Wow. All right. Next spear we're going to look at is this one. I believe this is the final weapon. I'm not sure. Again, someone let me know down in the comments down below. It's been a while since I played this game. Let's see if we can put this on. And there she is with this spear right here. Let's see if we can push this farther down. And there you have it. And that looks really cool. Okay, so let's stand these two characters up. And then we will come up with a conclusion for for the Freya and Beatrix set from Bring Arts. Okay, got these two to stand up. Let's come up with a conclusion. Let's start with the negatives first. Here's the biggest negative. Are you ready for this? The biggest negative of these two is that you have to buy them in a 2-pack, and they're over $150 retail. That's a lot to spend. That's a lot to spend in one go. I really wish Bring Arts just decided to bring them out as single characters instead of 2-packs. That would have been nice. Maybe sell them for about $60, maybe 60 to 70 a piece. I would pay for it because I love this game. It's just unfortunate you have to pay that high price for 2 figures at a time. I think they just really, really wanted to push these out as soon as possible once their designs were done. Let's talk about the positives, though. Absolutely love these figures. They look so good. Easily the best Final Fantasy IX figures I've ever seen. In fact, I'm starting to think these are the only Final Fantasy IX figures that you can get, at least in the 1/12 scale. So I think they look fantastic. If you love Final Fantasy IX and you want to support that game, and you want to have action figures like I do, let's get Zidane in here because he's like the main character. Then I have to say, yeah, absolutely, get these. I just love this game. I bought them all. I plan on getting them all and displaying them. So there you go. That is my take on it. These figures are fantastic. Love that Square decided to bring these out to support their game that they released like, what, almost 20 years ago. Jeez, 20 years ago. And I'm just glad that I have something like this. Great time to be alive, especially for people who love the older games. Now we're getting awesome action figures. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know when I post new videos. And last but not least, if you're looking for these type of figures, you can always go to www.Dstar01 your reliable source for awesome action figures. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey you! Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Where? Right here. Not there, right here. You. And thanks for watching. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Right here, right there, right here. Yeah.